Welcome to Workbook Lesson 3 for Ancient Rome. Again, I'm going to start with the main ideas. Um, Try and pay close attention to these and remember that you can come back to these. These are often things that are on quizzes and tests. So, main idea number 1, several crises struck the Republic in later years. Number 2, as Rome descended into chaos, many called for change in government. Number 3, Julius Caesar rose to power and became the sole ruler of Rome. And number 4, Augustus became Rome's first emperor after defeating Caesar's killers and his own former allies. Key terms and people. Gaius Marius, he was a consul and general who encouraged poor people to join the army, creating a force more loyal to him than to Rome. Lucius Cornelius Sulla, he's a rival of Marius who raised his own army to defeat Marius and take control of Rome. Spartacus, he was a slave and former gladiator who led an uprising of slaves. Cicero, he was a gifted philosopher and orator. And an orator, in case you're wondering, is a public speaker. Julius Caesar, he was a Roman general who became dictator for life. Pompey was a powerful man in Rome who fought against the Roman Senate. Brutus, a young senator who was once a friend and ally of Caesar's. Mark Antony, Caesar's former assistant who took control of Roman politics. Augustus was the first emperor of Rome. And then Cleopatra was the queen of Egypt. All right, our lesson summary. We have the crises strike the Republic, and we have 2 questions here on the right that you're going to answer from what I'm going to read. And the first question is, why do you think the poor and unemployed respect Gaius Marius? And what effect did conflicts and a slave uprising have on Rome? So again, why do you think the poor and unemployed respected Gaius Marius? And what effect did conflicts and a slave uprising have on Rome? As Rome's territory grew, so did its problems. Some leaders tried to ease tensions between the rich and poor, but wealthy citizens opposed their ideas. Gaius Marius, a consul, encouraged poor people to join the army. The purpose of his decision was to keep poor citizens happy. The troops became more loyal to Marius than to Rome. Then Lucius Cornelius Sulla also raised an army. He and Marius fought, which led to a civil war. Sulla killed Marius and became dictator. A former gladiator, Spartacus, led a slave uprising. He was eventually killed. So, why do you think the poor and unemployed respected Gaius Marius? That's right there in the reading. And then what effect did conflicts and a slave uprising have on Rome? It's not going to be right there for you. You're going to have to kind of think about that one a little bit. On the next page, the call for change. The question that you're going to answer is, what action did Cicero ask Romans to take? So Rome in the 70s BC was dangerous. Generals and politicians went to war to gain more power. People who were unemployed rioted for food. Some Romans tried to stop the chaos in government. For example, Cicero, an orator or public speaker, asked Romans to limit the general's power and return power to the Senate, but Rome's government stayed the same. So again, what action did Cicero ask Romans to take? That's right there for you. Caesar's rise to power. Then another powerful general, Julius Caesar, made an agreement with Pompey, a powerful Roman, to fight the Senate. Eventually, Caesar became dictator for life. People resented his rise to power. On March 15th in 44 BC, a group of senators stabbed him to death. Brutus, a young senator and former ally of Caesar's, was one of the attackers. The next section, Augustus the Emperor. You have two tasks for this section. The first one is to underline the name of the person with whom Antony fell in love. And then the other one is, who was Augustus and how did he come to power? Caesar's former assistant, Mark Antony, and Octavian, later named Augustus, took charge of Roman politics. They defeated Caesar's killers, who then killed themselves. Octavian returned to Italy while Antony headed east to fight Rome's enemies. Antony met Cleopatra, the queen of Egypt, and the two fell in love. Octavian and Antony soon became enemies. In 31 BC, Octavian defeated Antony's fleet. Antony escaped and returned to Cleopatra. They killed themselves to avoid capture. Then Octavian ruled Rome. He claimed that he was giving his power to the Senate, but he took the name Augustus and became the Roman emperor. Again, underline the name of the person who Antony fell in love with and who was Augustus and how did he come into power. Then on our third page, this first section here, you're going to read each sentence and fill in the blank with the name in the pair that best completes the sentence. So you're going to pick which of the two best fits on that line. Slaves led by who fought against the Roman army but were eventually defeated? Is it Cicero or Spartacus? Slaves led by who fought against the Roman army but were eventually defeated? Number 2, to help grow an army, blank encouraged poor people to join the army. Who was that encouraged the poor people to join the army? Was it Lucius Cornelius Sulla or Gaius Marius? Number 3, in hopes of returning power to the Senate, who asked Romans to limit the general's powers? Was that Cicero or Pompey? Number 4, blank became dictator for life, but was eventually stabbed to death on March 15th in 44 BC. Was that Brutus or Julius Caesar? Which one became dictator for life? Number 5, after Civil War, blank named himself dictator of Rome. Was that Spartacus or Lucius Cornelius Sulla? Who named himself dictator of Rome? Number 6, the former ally of Caesar, blank, betrayed Caesar when he joined other senators in attacking the ruler. Is that Brutus or Mark Antony? Who betrayed Caesar? Number 7, Caesar's former assistant who took control of Roman politics and then fell in love with the queen of Egypt is that Octavian or Mark Antony? And then number 8, blank changed his name from Octavian when he became the ruler of the Roman Empire. Let me read that again. Blank changed his name from Octavian when he became the Roman emperor. Was that Augustus or Julius Caesar? So Octavian changed his name to what? And then this last section here, you're going to look at each set of 3 vocabulary terms and you're going to write the letter of the term that does not relate to the other. So 2 are connected, 1 is not. So in number 9, you have Gaius Marius, Lucius Cornelius Sulla, and Spartacus. 2 are related, 1 is not. Which one is not? That is what goes on the line. In number 10, Julius Caesar, Cicero, and Augustus. 2 of those are related or have something in common, and 1 is not. Again, when you are done, please go back into the Google Classroom. Make sure you put a personal comment on the assignment that it was done on paper and submit it through the Google Classroom. Also, put your name on your paper and turn it into Miss Gust.